My name's John Stringer, and um, I've basically been in the music industry since about '93, I'd say. But I've grown up in music all my life. First professional performance. Let's put it this way: the first major performance was when I was a kid, in like kindergarten, playing clarinet or the flute, and later on the clarinet, things like that. But then I sang. My mom pushed me to sing, and that was kind of my introduction to music. Period. It was always a part of my life. And then once I got into went to college, went to West Point Military Academy for my first year, and took music with me. I actually took my acoustic guitar that my mom had gotten me before I left high school, and while there, that was kind of my solace dealing with the military life and realizing that I'm not really cut out for the military. So I transitioned, got a scholarship to Morehouse down in Atlanta, Georgia, came here, still stayed in music, and finally figured out my main couple of loves. Really took time to figure this out. Like, what do I want to do? Because obviously military didn't pan out the way I thought it would. That was definitely not for me. But I realized my passion had always been math and music. So for me, the best way to put those together, math and music, is, finance. Let me study finance in school. I can go for the money. Actually, I take that back. Let me back up. It was actually math and money first. It didn't dawn on me that music had always been there, and that was a passion too. So that didn't connect yet. So I went for finance. Then later I realized, you know what? Music is a part of that too. So the three M's for me are what pushed me into the music industry. But it was really just following a passion. Like, I went for music as a writer, something I'd loved to do all my life. Singing got me through the hard times, the ups and downs through my life, and just pursued it wholeheartedly. But I used a lot of my, I guess, business studies to launch. I started in IT contracting site, landed a big logistics company as a client that handled logistics and database stuff for Procter and Gamble, Georgia Pacific, huge client. So that was a big client for me for a long time until I lost the contract, got let go, let's just say, and decided I didn't want to do IT contracting. Launched some other businesses, a print brokering company, MiamiPrint.biz, launched an events company at the time, and did a lot of things. So now I've earned the title of intuitive entrepreneur because I've spent the last 10 years working for myself, and it's been great. But one of the things that I was most proud of was forming a rock band called State of Man, independent band. We formed our own label about 5 years ago called Polyplat Records, and that label basically gave us the chance to go out and tour, see the world. We visited about 9 countries, got on with Armed Forces Entertainment, played for troops all around the world, and used our brand of music, which was basically positive music meant to encourage and inspire people to live a full life. So what better place to do it than for, people stuck in the trenches off in the military in foreign lands and things like that. So it was beautiful, got great reception from it, but we also landed 8 consecutive weeks on the Billboard single sales chart with our first single, Swallow Your Fears, and it hit the top 10 as well. So as an independent, just touring without a marketing budget, without a manager, without PR, all self-managed, all of this stuff, we were able to accomplish that with our own label, and eventually leveraged, became the face of GBX Rock Line, appeared in Rolling Stone, Vibe, Spin, different magazines for their ads. Got our video placed all around the nation, and I think they're still playing like Swallow Your Fears in Kohl's and different stores now. But all of that to say, that experience really taught me over 9 years a lot of the ins and outs of the business, what to do, what not to do. Learned a lot of things not to do. Which I don't mind sharing, but that was kind of the impetus or the catalyst, I'll say, in Indie Hitmaker. I really saw the need for other artists to be able to cost effectively report their sales of SoundScan. Because if you look at the industry, the music industry, and you look at the reports for SoundScan, RIA, or the Recording Industry Association's numbers are different. SoundScan is the actual sales. The RIA actually records records shipped. So that doesn't mean those records sold. So their numbers are different. SoundScan is the litmus test, or the Bible industry standard for sales. So independent artists who are touring and selling all these CDs at shows and things like that aren't really being accounted for the most part. The majority of your unsigned independent bands, because they cannot report to SoundScan unless they are on a label or have a distribution deal with a national distributor that qualifies to report. So the problem with the artist is, in order to get on a label or a national distributor who can also report those sales, you typically have to show proof of concept, or show that you're marketable and can sell. And where do they look to see that? Well, they look at your internet footprint. They look at a lot of different things, but they always pull your SoundScan numbers to see sales. That's where it's verified. So catch-22. Yeah. Want to be able to get a label deal. They want to see your SoundScan, or they want to see some sort of proof. Well, you've got to be able to report to SoundScan to get that. You can only do that through a label. So that's kind of for about 2 years, we had heard at conferences and different things, different solutions, alternative solutions. The solution we used to chart was actually one that required 70% of all of our sales. And ironically, we didn't make hardly a penny off of all of our sales, because the company kind of went under that helped us do it. So we decided, all right, let's make a cost-effective solution for artists. Let's make this brain simple to allow them to report all their sales to SoundScan. That's what we did. We created it. We deal with SoundScan now. It's through our label, Polyplat Records, called IndieHitmaker.com.